I don't think at this point it's a surprise that I have a soft spot when it comes to romance animes and mangas. Some might call it an obsession, but in reality, I'm just really lonely. What was my point again? Oh yeah, 2024 had some really good romance stories, and there's only one that flew under my radar, but it started making some big waves recently and it caught my eye again, so I decided to sit down and give it a read. And if I'm being honest, I think it holds the title for the best romance of 2025 so far, which is impressive not only because the year just started, but also due to the fact that this manga only has 2 volumes out currently, with another one coming out in February. It just seems to be doing everything right. The guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all, by Sumiko Arai. Started out actually as a short story that she was posting on Twitter, and then she saw how popular it was getting, so then she decided to make it a fully fledged manga. So popular, in fact, that the first volume ended up selling 150,000 copies its first week, which is impressive for a manga that got its start on Twitter of all places, and not the conventional way of like a magazine, which probably shows that the manga community is still obsessed with Yuris just a little bit. To be fair, the story is really good. It follows 2 high school girls, Aya Uzawa and Mitsuki Koga. Now, these 2 girls couldn't be any more different from their style to who they hang out with. They're your classic popular girl and stinky girl nerd dynamic, but they do have one thing in common. They both love the same kind of music that all divorced 40-year-old dads love: rock music. Here's the thing with that though, right? These are 2 teenage Japanese girls. They know how weird their music taste is. Aya doesn't feel comfortable talking about rock to her friends because she knows that they like stuff like BTS and Justin Bieber and not Weezer, and she feels like they would reject her for expressing her taste in music. While on the other hand, Mitsuki does feel like rock helps her express her true self. The problem is she's already had an experience where someone has rejected her for being her true self. This has basically made Mitsuki feel very self-conscious about herself and has made her very introverted. She feels like if she talks to people, they'll just find something to nitpick about her, basically. So even though she knows Aya loves rock music and that she can talk to her about it and be that ear to her, she feels like Aya would hate her for some other reason. So it seems like these girls would never talk. That is until one day, while Mitsuki is working at her uncle's record store, Aya walks in and Mitsuki goes up and talks to her and helps her out, and Aya does not recognize her, like at all somehow. I get it, mass blindness, but come on. She thinks that Mitsuki is a boy and ends up developing like a huge crush on Mitsuki. And Mitsuki realizes this because, again, they literally sit right next to one another. So when Mitsuki hears Aya talking about the cute boy at the record store, she immediately puts 2 and 2 together and goes, oh no, oh god, and tries to explain to Aya, hey, actually, but she's so bad at this that somehow she just digs herself deeper into the hole and just goes, all right, I am the cute boy at the record store now, this is my life. And it's just like, oh, you dumb crusty little girl, what have you done? At this point, they're kind of friends, with Mitsuki wanting to tell Aya the truth and trying to find a good time, but she's dragging her feet a little because she's scared to lose the only friend she has. Aya isn't that stupid though, and she does start to put 2 and 2 together and figure it out herself. And after questioning a lot about herself and her sexuality, she does come to a conclusion that all this is Mitsuki's fault. Now, Mitsuki does apologize, and she explains to Aya why she did it. And Aya can understand from her point of view why she would do it, fearing herself being rejected by her friends for liking rock music. So she decides to forgive Mitsuki, and the 2 decide to start over and be platonic, totally platonic friends. And that summarizes the first 2 chapters, with Sumiko shifting the focus of the story to these 2 making a genuine bond, and Aya realizing that she still might have a crush on Mitsuki. Sumiko is a brilliant mangaka. Her art is just stunning. It's very beautiful to look at. I really do like the green accents of the overall manga. You can tell that she takes her time with every single panel. And when it comes to the story, she truly does something really amazing. On the surface, this is basically a don't judge a book by its cover kind of story, so it might not seem like much, but Sumiko did a really great job of making it feel unique and fun. I think a lot of people can agree that music is something personal. It resonates with people on a very deep level, and using it to bring people together is not a unique concept. But the concept of 2 teenage girls who are expected to like a specific kind of music bond over their like of a genre that would make their peers look down on them kinda is. And then using rock music, the music that is most associated with rebellion, is just genius. Because if you know anything about Japan, you know that one of their biggest values is conformity. There's a very famous Japanese quote, "The nail that sticks out gets hammered down." And over the years, we have seen Japan move away from this ideology more and more. And I feel like that is what Sumiku is trying to tell us. Don't judge someone based on their appearance, but also don't conform. Don't be someone else because it's just going to make you unhappy. Be yourself and be it unapologetically. And that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed this video, maybe check out my other video where I talk about Nana, where two totally roommates room together and do roommate things. And maybe hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.